we don't want people to look at our body, then why are we building an image in which our bodies are the focal point? Hey y'all, it's your girl Tanisha Renee here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're visiting for the first time, welcome to Tanisha Talks, where we keep it real, raw, and transparent. On my channel, we have interactive discussion related to love, sex, dating, relationships, issues in the Black community, and also controversial and popular topics. I missed this. I feel like we haven't had a real chat in a minute. Okay, so come here. Come here, okay? Step into my office. In honor of discussing issues in the Black community, we are going to discuss the hypersexualization of Black women. In the last week or so, TAMMY Rivera and her daughter Charlie made headlines because TAMMY went off on people, okay? After they had their 2 cents regarding her daughter's first day of school outfit. This is TAMMY Rivera's daughter Charlie, all right? She's about 16 years old, and this is what she wore. Now, we're only going to briefly talk about this because the video was kind of inspired by this whole situation, but it's not the full focal point of this video. So, my little 2 cents, I think Charlie is a beautiful girl. She has a very unique sense of style, but I do not think that that outfit was appropriate to wear to school. Point blank, period. So, in addition to the skirt being a bit shorter in the back, people also commented on the fact that Charlie was not wearing a bra. That was very evident in the photo. A lot of people felt like it was age inappropriate, but a lot of people felt like it was. And they felt that if TAMMY allowed her daughter to wear this outfit, then it shouldn't be an issue when she wore it to school. Now, I don't know about all that. All I'm gonna say is, yes, TAMMY is her mother. She can decide what she wears, but when you're in the school setting or certain settings, sometimes they got guidelines of what you can and cannot wear. Now, one of the main comments that people made is that this whole outfit wouldn't be an issue if Becky wore it. Now, I just want to clarify that I would feel the same way if Becky wore it, even though we know it wouldn't look the same on Becky, but there is a time and a place for everything. Kind of like how I wear whatever I want when I go places, but when I'm at work, I tone it down because I know that that is a professional setting. Anyway, enough of that. So the underlying tone of these discussions was the hypersexualization of women, specifically the hypersexualization of Black women. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the concept of hypersexualization or over-sexualization, those terms can be used interchangeably. Here is a definition courtesy of Google. In a nutshell, hypersexualization is when you see something that is not intended to be sexual in a sexual manner. Oh my gosh, yo, I've said sex so many times in this video already. YouTube about to take my coins, Lord. Now, hypersexualization is very layered. There's a lot of categories that go into it. For the purposes of today, we're going to be focusing on sexual objectification. Now, I'm going to read this definition because I need y'all to hear me, okay? Sexual objectification occurs when a woman's body parts, or sexual functions are isolated and treated as objects simply to be looked at, coveted, or touched. Now, before we go any further, I know you got to be real careful about how you say things on this here interweb. So here are a couple disclaimers. Disclaimer number 1, I know that there is history behind why Black women are hypersexualized at higher rates than women of other cultures. This is a direct tie to slavery times. We know that Black women are known to be a bit curvier. At that time, Caucasus people wasn't used to seeing that, okay? They was used to seeing up and down, a straight board. Also, African cultural dances were seen as sexual and were fetishized. And that just kind of trickled down through history to where we are today. Disclaimer number 2, just because you find a woman sexually appealing or you feel that she wants to attract sexual attention does not give you the right to make sexual comments, make sexual advances, invade her space and try to touch her physically without her giving you consent to do so. But here's where it's gonna get messy. There's a little gray area which I think blurs the lines between hypersexualization and thirst trapping. Don't shoot the messenger. How do I want to say this? For me, it gets a little bit fuzzy when women advertise themselves in ways that really do seem sexual in nature and get offended when people comment on it. Let's say that you go on someone's Instagram profile and 90% of their posts are them twerking, they got shots of their butt, they're in lingerie, they're in bikinis all the time, and that's all they showing. Someone comments and says, yo, you got a really nice body. Can you really be offended by them saying that when that's all that you're displaying? 90% of the time. Like, what else are we supposed to be focused on? Let me be very clear. I definitely have posted some progress photos, and I've definitely posted some bikini photos as well. However, when I post these photos, I'm posting them because I have worked damn hard to lose weight. I'm proud of my progress and I want to show it. But I'm real with myself about that. I don't post a photo in my bikini and expect people to go, Tanisha, you have really nice eyes. No, I know what the focal point is. It's me looking fire in this bikini. And y'all know I love playing devil's advocate. We do find it okay when women comment on our posts and make the same observations. How many times have you seen a woman comment on another woman's photos and say, it's the ass for me? I definitely do be doing that. If you post an ass shot, I'm gonna be looking and I'm gonna say, it's the ass for me, period. And we do it to men. When dudes post a photo in some gray sweatpants, you know it's a thirst trap. We already know what type of time it is, and women act accordingly. Now, I will say that I know there are a lot of people out there who feel like body parts in general should not be sexualized, and that nudity is something that should be normalized in our society. If you do have these viewpoints, then I can totally understand why you would see any sort of commentary on someone's body parts as being offensive. In a perfect world, we wouldn't make assumptions about anyone based on how they look, how they behave, or how they present themselves. But we are not in a perfect world. Unfortunately, it's unrealistic to think that you can display yourself however you want on social media and think that no one is going to make an inference or have something to say about it. Let's say that there's a guy who is extremely flashy, right? He always doing the money phone. He's posting all these cars he got, always talk about his money. But let's say that this is what this type of man always posts about. So that's what he's kind of known for on social media. Now, because he is presenting himself in that way, he's probably going to attract certain types of women, specifically the women who like men with bags. You might call them gold diggers. Let's say he starts dealing with a woman. The woman uses him for his money. Okay, generally speaking, yes, it's wrong to use people for their money. But can we really blame her in that case? Because all he did was show that he has a lot of money. I think that for both men and women, when you see someone at face value, that's when you make your first impression. And I think that when you think about it that way, it starts to make a little bit more sense to people. So anyway, I say all of that to say that I think that we've become so fixated on fighting for the cause. And when I say fighting for the cause, I mean trying to break down societal norms, trying to make everything an equal playing field between men and women, that a lot of times I think that we disregard common sense or logic in situations like this. And I definitely do think that a lot of this ties into feminism. I already know y'all about to go in on me in these comments, love. Oof. We as women really need to be honest with ourselves and ask, if we don't want people to look at our body, then why are we building an image in which our bodies are the focal point? Now, don't get it twisted. I definitely do feel like there is a sense of power in being brave enough as a woman to say, this, I'm confident with myself. I'm confident with my body. I'm going to handle myself in the way that I want. Totally do get that. And I respect that. But if that's what you're going to do, sis, make sure you own that. All right, y'all. So I know that this was definitely a touchy topic, but we always discuss touchy topics. This ain't nothing new. If I was wrong in any type of way, let me know. Teach me something, educate me. I'm very curious to hear you guys' viewpoints on this, so let me know what you're thinking in them comments. Do you feel like the hypersexualization of Black women is something that has gotten worse, or do you feel like it's kind of evening out in current times? Do you feel like there is a difference between hypersexualization and thirst trapping, or is it all one and the same? Let me know what you're thinking. All right, y'all, but I'm about to hop off this. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time, y'all, bye.